Okay folks, this video is going to show two additional algebraic proof examples, number 8 and number 10 from your algebraic proofs packet. That will give you 5 examples that we did together in class and leave you with 7 examples to complete on your own as classwork. So, number 8 is already written in given prove form, which means that we start off by restating the given. They've already done that for us, so we're going to list given as our reason for step 1 because given information is always considered to be true. In step 2, they're asking us to multiply both sides of the equation by something. Now, in reality, we're not multiplying both sides by something. We're multiplying every single term by something in order to clear the fraction. You'll notice that we have two fractions in this equation, 7/2 and 1/2, both of which have a denominator of 2. So what we do in step 2 is we're multiplying everything in the entire equation by 2. So we're doing 2 times 7/2 minus 2 times n equals 2 times 4 minus 2 times 1/2 n. By multiplying everything by 2, we are going to end up clearing these fractions and getting rid of the fractions so that we don't have to deal with them. We'll be down to whole numbers, integer coefficients. So first we show that. In step 2, we show multiplication. Then in step 3, we use the substitution property to simplify and actually carry out that multiplication. So that would be 7 minus 2n equals 8 minus n. Our next step algebraically is that we need to move the n's to one side of the equation. You'll notice that I have made the decision to move the n to the left side of the equation by adding n to each side of the equation. Notice the difference between step 3 and step 4 is that there is a plus n added to each side of the equation. So since we're adding n to both sides of the equation, step 4 is the addition property because we are adding n to both sides. That means step 5, we're going to first we show it in step 4, and then in step 5 we actually carry out that addition. We substitute to simplify. So on the right side, or the left side of the equation, the 7 is still there, and we have negative 2n plus n, which is negative 1n, so 7 minus n. And on the right side, the negative n and the positive n cancel, leaving only 8. Step 6 tells us to subtract. That's because the next step in the process of solving this equation is to get rid of the 7. And the way that we get rid of the 7 is we subtract 7 from each side of the equation. So that would be 7 minus n minus 7 equals 8 minus 7, because in step 6 we need to show that subtraction. That's the step that gets labeled subtraction property. And then in step 8 we actually carry out that subtraction using the substitution property to simplify. Again, every single time that you add, subtract, multiply, divide, or distribute, that takes 2 steps in a proof. First you have to show it, then you actually do it using a substitution simplify step. So what I'm saying is every time that you add, subtract, multiply, divide, or distribute, the next step in your proof should be a substitution simplify. In step 8, we've taken our step 7 equation and we're getting n completely by itself. Right now it's negative n. We don't want negative n, we want positive n. So we are dividing both sides of the equation by negative 1 to get rid of the negative. That makes step 8 a division property step. First we show it in step 8, and then we use the substitution property to simplify in step 9, giving us the answer n equals negative 1, which completes the proof. One example to go, that is example number 10. So here we go. You can pause the video if you want, try number 10 on your own, and then see how you did. That'd be a good thing to do. So in number 10, once again, it's in given prove form, so we don't have to convert from conditional form into given prove form. We're already in given prove form, so we start off by relisting the givens. Our reason for why the equation is true is that is the information that was given to us. Now, algebraically, when we solve this equation, we're going to start off by distributing negative 4 through the parentheses. Remember that in a geometric proof, we have to show that distribution. So our first step should say 6x minus 4 times negative 3x minus 4 times 2 equals 10. So that's showing distribution. Then in the next step, we're going to use the substitution property to simplify that. That would be 6x Negative 4 times negative 3 is plus 12x. Negative 4 times 2 is minus 8 equals 10. Now here's probably the trickiest step in any of the 5 examples. Our next step algebraically is to combine like terms on the left side of the equation. 6x plus 12x is 18x. So that's what they're doing. They're adding like terms, which is going to make you want to say that that's the addition property. But it is not the addition property because we are not adding anything to the right side. The addition property says that we're adding something to both sides of the equation. In this case, we're simply combining things that are already there. That is a simplification step, meaning that this step is also substitution property as a simplification. All we're doing is simplifying. It is possible to use substitution multiple times in a row. In step 5, they're getting the 18x by itself by adding 8 to each side of the equation. So step 5 would be the addition property, which after we show addition, we would then use substitutions property to simplify that. So that would be 18x on the left side because the 8's cancel. On the right side, 10 plus 8 is 18. The next step algebraically is to divide each side by 18. So you'll notice that step 7, all we have to do is state, hey, the division property is what allows us to do that. And then after we divide, after we show it, then we actually do it, which means that we finish up with a simplification step giving us x equals 1. So that completes our examples. You have 7 additional examples in the classwork to complete on your own. That assignment is going to be due tomorrow. So you're going to get the class got 20 minutes today. They're going to get 15 to 20 minutes again tomorrow. And then the assignment will be due because it shouldn't take more than about 5 minutes per example to do these problems. Thank you very much for your time. We'll be recording the 2-7 notes next, which are significantly more complicated because there are first geometry proofs of the year.